Hey everyone, welcome back to Snoopy's Grand Adventure. Yeah, it's been a while since I last played this. I've been playing Persona 3 Portable and Soul Reaver 2 again. And Tormented Souls 2 when I had the time. But we're gonna get back to some Snoopy. Okay, so we did the Peppermint Jungle. What's the next section? Oh, Temple of Bunnies. Wonder what that's gonna be. Yeah, I've been busy with a couple other games. I also rented Ghost of Yota, even though I haven't been able to try it out yet. It's like Legends of the Hidden Temple. Snoopy infiltrating an ancient temple. Yeah, so I've been quite busy, but we're getting back to Snoopy. Ooh, the frame rate got a little janky there for a moment. Darn, it's not quite high enough. I wanted to see if I could get over there. Nah, I don't think he can make it across the ledge. It's too high. Need to find an alternate route. We got Chop Chop Chop. Block Van Pelt. I'm guessing that's gonna involve Linus. How are you all doing? It's the Super Bowl in a couple of days. So that's going on. We also got the Winter Olympics started, so there's a lot of stuff to watch on TV. If you're into sports. And if you're not into sports, don't worry, it'll all be over in a couple of weeks and we'll get back to just the regular sports. But I like the Olympics. They only come once every 4 years. I don't really like the winter one, so that's a treat to me. Get to see a lot of sports you normally don't see, like curling. Everyone loves curling and how nonsensical it is. Oh, look at that. Look at the bunny carving on the temple wall. Yeah, speed skating, that's my favorite. Snowboard cross, which used to be Snowboarder X, but it's no longer featured at the X Games, so this is pretty much the only place you can watch it outside of the occasional competition every winter. They only show like 1 or 2. Okay, so we need a key for that treasure chest. Wonder if there are bunny enemies, or is it just a temple? I saw the deluxe edition of that Detective Snoopy game was on sale for the grand old price of $39.99. I don't know, that game looks kind of janky. It's made by Game Mill that makes all sorts of licensed crap. I'm not really sure if I gonna risk it at that price. Maybe if it were to go down to like I don't know, maybe 15 bucks would be worth it, or 10. What the hell is that?
You found a Beagle Scout. Can you find the rest of the troop?
Is that supposed to be Linus? Or is it a representation of Lucy? How she's also always an obstacle in his way? Or is that supposed to be the younger brother? I forgot what's his name. Rerun? The one that's always on the bicycle with the mom? Maybe it's that one? Okay, we got 2 paths. We can go this way or we can go the other way. Yesterday and early this morning was pretty good. I won about $490, so that's always a plus when you actually win some money from an offer that just came out of nowhere. So some much needed funds there to get more stuff. Okay, we need the key for this treasure chest, so I'm guessing maybe opening up the treasure chest will open up the alternate path. You can see right there. Because I don't see the sign for the mass marble, so I'm guessing we can't smash open the wall. I guess we have to open it up using the treasure chest. And it looks like we got 2 of them. So we're gonna have to come back to those. I do wish they would make another Snoopy platformer. Because as good as the airplane games are, the flight simulators are, that's not really my preferred genre. I'd much rather have a platformer like this. I'd much rather have a 3D platformer, so I don't know why Game Mail chose to make it a detective game of all things. Like, if they know their capabilities, they know they're not exactly the highest quality game makers there are. You know, they're kind of crappy. Like, at least work towards something simple that you can not screw up, like a 3D platformer or a 2D platformer even. Like, don't try to tackle anything higher than that, like a detective game, because that'll just be trouble. Oh, we gotta get... Oh.
We found a Beagle Scout.
Damn fish. Is that a football? It's a fish? I didn't even notice that. It's a fish ball. Oh, so it is Lucy then, because it's representing the she's always kicking Charlie Brown's football out from under him. We lost the heart, bud. Oh, look at that, they deflate when you hit them. Gotta hit him from the top, not from the back. I guess I'm rooting for the Patriots because I have more money on them. I probably should have put more money in the Falcons before I learned some certain things about the Patriots, but it's too late now, so Pats it is. I'm not a big fan of either of them. I wanted the Bills together, but Josh Allen screwed up and his team was kind of crap too, so he was doubly screwed. And then the Broncos, which everybody also wanted, kind of screwed up by they got screwed by their coach. I talked about that in another video, but he basically gave away some free points, which you do not have to. You cannot afford to do in a playoff game, and that ended up being the difference because they literally lost by 3 points. So, yeah, it was all him. It was all Sean Payton's fault. I'm not even a big Broncos fan at all, but that was stupid the way they lost, because they literally lost because of the coach. The same thing that happened to the Lions a couple years back. Their loss was literally all on him, on Dan Campbell. So that's a goodie, right? When you get screwed out of the playoffs by your own coach. I think that can crush you. Oh, God, it does crush you. But it should be good though. It's two teams that we haven't gotten in a while. Like, I know the Patriots have a bunch of wins, but they haven't been there for 10 years. And I think the Falcons haven't been there for 10 years either. So this is not the Chiefs versus the Eagles again. Because the Eagles are kind of screwed right now. They're in all sorts of chaos. Apparently they lost one of their main guys for defense coordinator. He's gone. Some other players going to be gone, so they're pretty much a mess. And who knows what's happening with the Chiefs. They're either all old or they're retiring or injured. So who knows what's happening there. But should be good. I'm not the biggest football fan, but I can appreciate it. Especially when I win some money that can help me buy more stuff. This is an elaborate temple. Like, look at that. There's treasure chests everywhere. Different levels to it. Like, I have no idea how to even get up there. So this is a pretty elaborate temple. Like something on a Crash Bandicoot or a Mario or Donkey Kong. Speaking of Donkey Kong, I gotta finish up Bonanza. I only had the just the last challenges left. The ones where like the musical challenges. That's pretty much all I had left. So I should finish those up so that game is well and truly done. Because we got some stuff coming out soon. Resident Evil 9. Then after that, we have Control 2 eventually, or Control Resident as it's called. Oh, I thought that was a key, but it's actually just another heart. Oh, and they announced the indie. God damn it! Grab the heart, Snoopy. What are you doing? Oh, damn it! Went behind the rock. Can't grab it now. They announced Indiana Jones for we need a key to free the Beagle Scout. For the Switch 2, they announced Indiana Jones today. or yesterday rather. It's funny because I was gonna buy it possibly if it went down in price down to 40, which it currently is at Walmart. But now that they announced that, I think I'm actually gonna buy the Switch 2 edition because it's a full physical copy. It's not a freaking game key card. It's not a download. It's literally the whole game on there, which someone said on Discord that they might be trying to gauge how well the physical copies sell compared to the digital versions and the game key cards, which makes sense. People hate the game key cards. They loathe those things, so that makes some sense. Let's get the giant
We
beans.
found a Beagle Scout.
Where's the other ones? Oh yeah, we got them all. Still have no idea where the keys are though. So yeah, that makes sense. They're trying to see how well it sells, but what's important to me is that they were able to get the whole game on there, which leads me to believe that it was Microsoft's doing that they couldn't in the first place. That the whole reason they couldn't get that game on there was because Microsoft told them not to, pretty much. They made them put them on there as a bloated digital, game just so people would have to download it, because Microsoft's all about the future, right? Their crappy digital-only future. They don't care about anything else. They kind of hate gaming at the moment, so Xbox is pretty much determined to screw everything up, so that might have been Microsoft's fault for the PS5 version and the Xbox. Because if you think about it, they could have used compression to lower the file size. Apparently the base game is only 80 gigs and a PS5 disc can hold 100, so they had more than enough space to put it on there, and then they could have just patched it, done some compression to fit it on there and then patch it eventually to add some more details. But oh, look at the gold bunny idol. But anyway, is it gold or stone? What's that butterfly too? I wonder what that does. But yeah, oh, that's Abe's? I had no idea. Yeah, they might have been the ones who told them, oh, just put all the uncompressed files on there, even if it's like 120 gigs. Even if it's 120 gigs big, they won't bother to resist installing it. They'll install it right away. Instead of properly compressing everything so that it doesn't take up 1/10 of your hard drive, Good old Microsoft. See, they're putting their games on Sony, but nobody says they have to put them in a correct order or correct fashion. They can put them however they want, even if you had to spend even if you have to waste tons and tons of storage space to do so. Okay, let's head downstairs, see what's over here. Oh, here's another door. Oh wait, that one goes back to our house, so that's not it. It's the one upstairs. Like the Snoopy copter. What other dog has a self-powered propelling system like Snoopy does? None of them. Not even Koromaru from Persona. He's the second best dog in gaming. Actually, it's probably first since Snoopy only has a couple games, but still, Snoopy was there before him. Crypto doesn't count. Crypto flies because he's an alien. He doesn't count. He's not a regular normal dog. So Crypto does not count. He's just a freak from Krypton. Potty pumpkins. That does not sound proper. Oh boy, potty pumpkins. That does not sound proper. Sounds kind of gross or nasty. So yeah, the only downside is it comes out in May for Indiana Jones, but I think I can wait that long because I already watched a playthrough of it on Twitch from someone I was watching who played it last year, so I already know everything that happens to the game. It's just a matter of wanting to play it for myself. But it's a good game overall. It's not a great game, but it is a pretty good game. It's more like an immersive sim for Indiana Jones than it is an action-adventure game. So if you're expecting something like Tomb Raider or Uncharted, you're going to be highly disappointed because it's not that at all. It's an immersive sim. Very slow paced, very methodically paced, very story based. It's not an action game at all. But I liked it. I will say it does have the stupidest plot twist in Indiana Jones history. Like, people in certain circles hated the aliens from 4, or they didn't like the Antikythera mechanism from 5, the device from there, because it was just an ancient computer. You know, it didn't really have any powers, just an instrument. They didn't really like that. But let me tell you, the twist in the Great Circle is worse than either of those, and it's worse than any other twist in any other games or comics or novels. It is literally by far the worst, stupidest twist in Indiana Jones history, by far. Like, it's not even a competition. It's just bad. But surprisingly, it does not detract from the story at all, since it pretty much comes at the very end of the game. So it definitely is one of those games that's more about the journey and than the destination. You know, it's like they say, oh, it's all about the journey, like Lord of the Rings. It's all about the journey. That's pretty much Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's all about the journey, not the destination, because the destination kind of sucks, especially if you're playing on streamer mode and you can't listen to the classic Indiana Jones theme, the classic indie theme. Oh, look at that, he's hovering. Yeah, but if you can't listen to that theme, it sucks even worse. But it's a good game overall, despite having, like I said, the stupidest plot twist in Indiana Jones history. God damn, like I know I'm a bit biased because I kind of liked part 4, and I didn't mind part 5. Like, it was a good adventure movie. It wasn't a good indie movie, but I didn't mind it. But let me tell you, the twist in that game makes the Crystal Skull look like a freaking masterpiece by Shakespeare. Like, it's that bad and stupid. But like I said, surprisingly, it does not ruin the game, since it comes at the very end. So by that point, you're fully immersed in it. So like I said, it really is more about the journey than the execution at the end. You know, Persona 3 is all about the journey, and then it has a devastating destination at the end, like already heart-wrenching. But this is the opposite. Who the hell's throwing baseballs at us? This is the opposite, kind of like it has the destination isn't heart-wrenching, it's just stupid. You think it's going one way with the giants and this concept they introduced called the Nephilim, you know, the descendants of angels from the Bible. You think it's going one way, and then they just throw a last-minute plot twist at you, and you're just left wondering, like, what the hell is this? What in the shit is this? Look at that, we got a ancient baseball tosser. Snoopy's got a very vivid imagination to imagine them having baseballs in this time period. Especially a temple designed by rabbits. I don't think they play baseball, Snoopy. I don't think rabbits play baseball. We know angels play baseball because Disney told us so, but I don't think bunnies play baseball, Snoopy. And god damn, I keep forgetting those are actual harmful plants. And he can't fly because he has the hat on him. The ranger hat, or the Beagle Scout. Nah, I think we need the ears to get up there. Yeah, we can't reach it. We gotta find some way to get rid of the hat and come back for this later on. Yeah, I'm trying, but yeah, he just doesn't jump far enough without the hat. I mean, without the ears. We need Snoopy Copter. Oh, he made it! But we don't have the key, so it's pretty much worthless anyway. Great. Yeah, so I definitely recommend it, especially at a lower price. Like, it costs $70 for Switch, but I'll probably use some rewards to bring it down to 50 or 55. It's one of those games I still am gonna pay a lot of it because to encourage them to actually do more physical releases. But since I already saw the game, you know, I already saw a playthrough of it, and it's been around for a while. It's old. Like, I don't feel the need to pay absolute full price $70 for it. But I'll give him 55 or 50 gladly. As long as oh, you can't touch the baseballs. God damn. As long as it runs correctly, as long as it runs well. That's one of the main things. It has to run well. I don't mind a graphical downgrade, because you know it's the Switch 2. It's not a freaking PS5 or Xbox or PC, so it's not gonna look as great. You know, I don't mind the graphical downgrade because the trailer still looks pretty good. Like maybe it doesn't have all that fancy ray tracing crap. Like I don't need that stuff. But the thing is, the frame rate has to run well. Let's be honest, we know we're not getting 60 FPS on the Switch 2. That's just not gonna happen unless they make serious compromises. But for a game that is this slow paced, this methodical, like there's only a few action set pieces in it. You know, Indy is mainly just going around exploring, taking notes, taking photographs of clues, solving puzzles, you know, occasionally whipping a guy off a ledge. Like it's just, for a game this slow paced and, you know, very mellow in its vibe, I don't really need 60 FPS for that. You know, it's kind of unnecessary. I don't need it to be that I don't need it to be that rapid in its frame rate. You know, this isn't Devil May Cry or Uncharted. It's not Uncharted 4 or
You found a Beagle Scout.
or
Can you find the rest of
the latest
troop?
Tomb Raider games. It's not that, so I'm fine with 30 FPS as long as it's steady. You know, as long as it's locked at 30 FPS, it's fine. Now, if it starts dipping a lot, that's when we have problems. So we'll see. Hopefully, it works out well. Hopefully, they do a good job of porting it, and it actually turns out to be a pretty decent copy of the game, because it's literally the only full physical copy we have. The PS5 version, god damn, the PS5 version on the disc is basically worthless. That's why I didn't want to buy it at 50 or even 40 almost, because it's not a copy at all. What it is basically 20 gigabytes of data on the disc, and then everything else you have to download. Is literally one of the stupidest things Microsoft has done in a long time. And they done some stupid stuff. That's the stupidest by far. And you can tell it was their idea. That was not Machine Games' idea. It was not Bethesda. As much as Bethesda sucks sometimes, that was all Microsoft. So that sucks. But like I said, I definitely enjoy having physical copies of stuff, and so I'll definitely buy it as long as it's locked at a steady frame rate. That's why I haven't pre-ordered it. I'm not going to pre-order it until we see those reviews, because we have no idea how well this thing is going to end up running. It could easily end up running at 15 FPS, and then we're all screwed if you bought the game. So I'd rather not, you know. I'd rather make sure that it actually functions as intended first before we go out and pre-order that stuff. But if they do a good job on it, like I said, give me a steady frame rate, yeah, I'll gladly pay 55 or 50 for it easily. You know, I'm not that cheap. I'm cheap, but not that cheap. I intentionally sacrificed that heart so we could get the jelly bean. So we'll see how it turns out, but hopefully it does. Nintendo can work magic sometimes, and Bethesda Machine Games knows their game better than anyone, so they could I don't know if they're the ones doing it directly or if they have a porting team at Bethesda like someone else said, but hopefully they do a good job of it. There were a couple of the game announcements from the yeah, we're about to die. Crap. From the Nintendo partner. The partner direct that they had, but that's pretty much the main thing that interests me. Like I didn't really go for any of the other games that they showed, you know, except maybe like the arcade museum and Namco's Rave Racer, which I didn't know was a precursor to Ridge Racer. I had no idea that game even existed. Oh yeah, we definitely need to come back here without the Ranger hat, because there's just too much. There's too much stuff to collect, and we can't get it because we can't fly. So we definitely need to come back here for sure. Been thinking of playing the original Resident Evil 3. It's on sale for Sony's Critics' Choice sale that they got going on right now. It's funny how the remake, which Capcom lauded so much, and they were saying, "Oh, we don't understand why anyone has to play the original games." You got the remake, which is much better for 2 and 3, and it's funny how the remake for free is not a Critics' Choice game. The Critics' Choice game are all the original. It's funny how that worked out. You know, the remake of free is not a Critics' Choice game. Critics' Choice is strictly the original. That's the one people love, even if it's flawed. Come on, Snoopy. Oh, you almost made it. I'm not sure we can reach that without the... I was gonna say bunny ears, but it's not really. It's the copter ears. Oh, we made it! Nice! Just had to get a little boost. Okay, wait until that goes to the left. Oh, there's some more of those football fish. The fish balls. Yeah, I think we need the hat for... Damn, I keep saying the hat. We need the copter ears for that one. That one right there. Why does a fish need a scuba gear if it's a fish? I guess to stop itself from deflating, or does it take in oxygen? How does a football fish even work? I wonder if there's like a little, not a gimmick, but if there's like an option or something once you get it that lets you switch between the costumes. Because like right there, like I see no way to get that unless we switched over to the ears. But then how? Yeah, we can't switch over. So I wonder if you can switch between them later on. Like if they give you the ability to switch between the two different costumes. I still wonder what the Joe Cool costume does. Okay, so we cleared that one. Oh, it's working now. Nice. I was wondering what that did. Alright, there we go. Stone blanket. Oh, that's definitely Linus's. That's definitely Linus's stage. He's always with his blanket. Yeah, so anyway, it's Resident Evil. It's on PSN. Yes, on the PSN store. You can get it PS4, PS5. It's $4.99, which is not bad. I already bought it on GOG. But the thing is, I like playing games like that on the actual console. The main reason I bought 2 on GOG was to use the HD mod that people had for it. Because they actually released updated version of the HD mod, and makes the game look pretty much the best it's ever looked by far. Look at that there. There's the Masked Marble sign. We need to come back later with the Masked Marble costume. So yeah, I was thinking of doing a playthrough of that. I like that game. I know it's frustrating for people with Nemesis and stuff, but you just gotta manage your items. You gotta manage your items properly, and you also gotta learn kind of like the routes of the game. It's one of those Resident Evil games where if you don't know the route you have to take, it can be very frustrating for sure. But once you do, it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of cool weapons in there that you don't see anywhere else in the series, like the nitrogen grenades, the freeze rounds. That is by far my favorite weapon in any Resident Evil game, outside of the just the Magnum, which pretty much rules in every game. That is one of my favorite weapons of all time, the freeze rounds. They can stun Nemesis, get him off your back if he's coming at you. They freeze the zombies. They do a lot of damage. I was watching a playthrough recently. This new streamer Liz, and even though she's a pretty entertaining streamer, like I kept getting frustrated because I was pretty much shouting at her, "Use the freeze grenades. Those can stop Nemesis. Those can freeze the zombies." That she never used them. She picked up 6 freeze grenades. at the very beginning of the game, that's where they stayed. She only used the regular grenade rounds, and I was like, God damn, use the freeze grenades, girl. The freeze grenades will total Nemesis's ass, you know. If you want to get him off your back, that's what you used against him. It literally stuns him, it sends him back, and she never used it. She only stuck with the regular grenade rounds, which are pretty much the weakest in the entire game. So that was a bit frustrating, but yeah, that game is a lot of fun to play, and it has multiple routes too, which I appreciate. It's one of those they tried an experiment with the life selection, and it's a pity they never used that again in the series, because that is a pretty cool concept that added a lot of replayability to it. You know, the life selections. I love those because it lets you pretty much pick your route. You know, you can go through the sewers. You can go. What the hell is that? You can go through the sewers. You can go up top at one point where you confront Nemesis. Ooh, he's got spikes on him. You know what, we're gonna avoid that guy because I don't think I can take him out. He's too quick. So yeah, I love the life selections in that game. That game, like I said, it's funny how the Critics' Choice Award, the Critics' Choice is the original game, not the crappy RE3 remake they made a couple years ago, or a few years ago during COVID. That one kind of sucks. Jill looks great in it though. I'll give her that. Jill has a great booty in that game. And Carlos looks like a snack, but other than that, yeah, that's pretty much the only thing it improved. Carlos is great in that game for sure. He's awesome. It's pretty much the highlight of the game. And then ooh, like I said, Jill looks great in those jeans. She fills them out pretty damn well. I want to take out that guy. Let's make sure there's nothing else here to explore before we grab the hat. Because once we do, we can't go back, so... Ooh, look at this tricky bit right here. This is quite an adventure Snoopy's having in his mind. All this weird stuff in the temple. Oh, I wonder if we can, I was gonna say, I wonder if we can grab some of this stuff and then come back and trade the hat in later. We can't touch the baseballs, we know that. Here we go, I think we can grab them if we jump from the ledge over here. Okay, and then we need those to climb, so that's definitely Beagle Scout route. We need the Scout hat for that one. I just want to get all the stuff I possibly can with the ears before we go over there. I think this is as far as we can go, because if we go downstairs, we're not going to be able to grab the Beagle Scout hat, so I think that's as far as we can go. Alright, here we go. Time for Beagle Scout Snoopy. Scout Master Snoopy. Thankfully not like Scoutmaster Kevin from Deadpool. Snoopy's a proper Scoutmaster. He does not abuse his Beagle Scouts in any capacity, shape, or form. He's a proper Scout leader. Unlike whoever that guy was that tormented Deadpool. Funny thing, I've heard people say that maybe the guy who Thor is playing against in Avengers Endgame, new Master 69, that's Deadpool. I don't really think that's true. I think is that at the time, I don't think Marvel had any idea that Disney would get Fox, and if they did, they didn't know how long it would take before they were allowed to use those characters. So I don't think that's really true that it was Deadpool, but it's a nice theory though. That new Master 69 is actually Deadpool. I can see why people would like that. That it would be Deadpool trolling Thor. But at the same time, based on what we saw Deadpool in Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine, and how much he actually respects Thor. I'm not sure if it would be I'm not sure if he would be doing that, you know, like I guess you don't really know who's on the other end when you're playing those games, you know. It could be someone you know closely and you're still insulting them and trolling them in all sorts of ways, you don't know, but I don't know, I just think Deadpool will somehow know, like he respects Thor too much to troll him online on Fortnite or whatever game it is that we're playing. Doesn't seem like something he'd do, like he does have limits. Especially towards the ones he does respect, like Captain America and Thor, so I don't really think that's Deadpool there, but it's a nice theory. It makes you think that Marvel's planning ahead with some of those characters just in case they manage to acquire them back from Fox. They could set about using them like they are right now with the X-Men. I haven't even really seen the trailers for Doomsday. I gotta get on that and see them. I just haven't been that excited about it. I know it's probably going to be great, especially since it's the Russos and everyone's in it. Literally everyone's in it, pretty much. But I don't know. We just got other stuff before that. Like it's so far away. It's literally the end of the year. It's just why get excited about it now when we don't even know if we're all going to be alive by that day? We could all be dead. You know, the world could blow up. Aliens could invade. All sorts of crap could happen that.
You found a Beagle Scout.
That prevents us from seeing the film, so there's no point in getting excited for it until we're at that very point. I want to grab the jelly beans so we can get this. Okay, there's the giant beans. Crap. Gotta get that one. Oh man. Come on. Come on, Snoopy, running out of time. Oh, we got him. Nice. Yeah, there's just no point in getting excited for this early on. Maybe when we're near the end of the year and we're actually close to them, we can get a little excited. But for right now, when we're in February and the damn thing doesn't even come out until like December, I don't like doing that for games or movies or shows because it's too long. You know, it's like you're teasing us with all this stuff. Like I saw a great shot of Cyclops wearing his traditional yellow and blue outfit. That got me excited, but the thing is, like I said, it's just so far away. There's no point. There's literally no point in getting excited right now when we got what, like 11 months until it releases. Like there's just no point at all. Oh, there's the exit. Yeah, I'd rather concentrate on stuff that's closer to us, like RE9. As much as I wasn't excited for that before, I'm a little excited now. It looks a lot better than I anticipated at first. At first, it kind of looked kind of crappy. Kind of bit too much like 7 and 8. Even though I enjoyed RE7, I'm not a critic of that game at all, but it just didn't look like anything particularly exciting or new outside of Grace. Shield's the only new thing there, but now it actually looks kind of decent, so definitely excited for it now. Control's kind of similar too. Like I'm definitely excited for Control 2, Control Resident, but again, it comes out like in October, so I can't get too excited, you know, because it's just there's no point. It's so far away. Okay, we got one more here. Bunny Blitz. Yeah, it's just too far. Stuff is too far away. There's no point in getting ultra excited about it now, because, like I said, we could all be dead by then. Aliens could come and bomb us. You know, Cthulhu could emerge from the ocean and kill everyone. It's just the Arctic could completely melt and we just all drown underwater. There's no point in getting it there until we get there. Like I said, now something like the Super Bowl, which is
Snoopy costume. Each
the
costume
Super Bowl
has a unique Snoopy power.
God damn it, Charlie Brown, I'm trying to talk. Okay, it's to the moon, so I'm guessing that has has some type of rocket to it. But yeah, like I said, something like the Super Bowl, which is literally 2 days, that we can get excited about, but and the money we're gonna win, but stuff that's 8 months from now, like, come on, man, we gotta be closer to it than that. Even the Supergirl movie. Like, I like Supergirl as a character. Definitely I like Kara, but it comes out in June. There's no point in getting hyped for it now. Like, we're in February. I don't even know if I'll be alive in June. Oh yeah, I think that's definitely Linus and not his brother Rerun. I can tell because of the hairstyle. Oh, here we go. We got astronaut Snoopy. Let's see what he does. Oh, he's got the 0G jump like Isaac Clarke. That's nice. Hell yeah. Mario's got that jump too in Mario Land 2 when he has the astronaut suit. You can just defy gravity. Hell yeah. But we can't get over that block apparently. Oh, the block moves. Oh cool, it brings us over here. Nice. Yeah, look at that. Looks like a Stephanie Tanner was doing in that one dream segment she had where that fantasy where she went to Mars and she learned how to hover like she was in zero gravity. That was an early episode of Full House. They were all obsessing about Michelle and she was feeling neglected. She was imagining that she was an astronaut and went to Mars. Well, the funny thing, because it was a low budget show, you could see the wires used to lift her. They couldn't quite cut those out. Now they would. They definitely do some CGI and edit them out, but back then you could see the wires lifting her. Because it's filmed in front of a live studio audience, as they always reminded us, so you can't cut that out live. That was gonna be a rocket, but this works pretty fine. 0G. Like Isaac Clarke. Snoopy Clarke. Or is it Isaac Snoopy? Okay, so that's where we switch. But let's get this stuff first before we go over there. Oh yeah, because you would switch here and then you'd use the mask marble to break through the wall and grab them. Okay. But we don't have them yet though, so we're gonna stick with the 0G jump. Oh crap, what the hell? Got an Indiana Jones boulder? Oh damn. Where'd that come from? Got a freaking Indiana Jones boulder in here. I mean, it makes sense because if Snoopy has such an imagination, and if depending on when he's alive, he'd presumably have seen Indiana Jones, but still, that boulder came out of nowhere. Or he'd have read the comic strips and pulp novels that inspired Indiana Jones, but or the serials, he'd have watched those, but man, I'm trying to make that jump. I think we have to time it properly. There we go. Oh, but there's nothing over here. Ah, so that's what it's for. You gotta avoid the spikes on there. Why is he wearing an astronaut helmet though? Like the air is not contaminated. I know it's part of the suit, but still, it's not like he's toxic. He's not in the vacuum of space. You know, Snoopy, you don't need to actually wear the helmet here. You know, you just need the suit. Okay, how do we get up there? We need the mass marble. Damn, we need the mass marble for a lot of places. Like, there's a lot of walls there. It's just we just gotta break through them with his super strength. I want to see that one. I want to see the super strength when he can break through the wall, for sure. I like this game. It's very simple. It could have used more abilities in your Snoopy's regular form, but I like all the costumes. I like the design of the level. It's just very simple. You know, very simplistic fun, but it definitely works as planned. Sucks we didn't have a sequel, but I guess since there was no sequel movie, that explains it. You think the Mario movie stuff will start filtering over into the games eventually? Like they showed the trailer for the sequel, and it looks great. Obviously, Yoshi looks great, but you think all that stuff is gonna start filtering into the Mario games eventually? You'll start seeing stuff from the movie. Like I know they already redesigned Donkey Kong, obviously, and Bonanza to fit the movie version more, which I did not like at first, but I grew used to him. Especially since they brought back a certain major character from the other previous game. That went a long way. I won't ruin who it is, but it definitely went a long way. But you know, you think we're gonna start seeing stuff from the Mario movies filter into the game eventually, like for Bowser and Princess Peach.
Can you find the rest of the troop?
And all that stuff. Like it's gonna start affecting, kind of like what happened to Silent Hill, where they started being affected by the movie. Even though the movie kind of sucked, but the first movie kind of sucked in the second half. Like the first half was fine, the second half completely went to hell due to Roger Avery's crappy writing. But we saw, damn, there's another masked marble there, another masked marble wall. How surprising! We need him for everything. I wonder if he can fly too. That might make sense if he has a cape. But yeah, it started affecting the game, so we started seeing all sorts of crap popping in there. Like Homecoming was the worst offender because it had ripped off everything from the movie. It ripped off the nurses and how they looked and how they moved, and you know, Pyramid Head was in there. But then even in Origins, Pyramid Head was already looking like his movie self, and you know, we just started seeing the blend of the movies and game stuff being blended together, and not a lot of people actually like that. I didn't like it. Like with the Grand Hotel, and oh, suddenly we had the mysterious gigantic hotel in Silent Hill that we never saw before for some odd reason, and yet now it's there, and oh, the town looks like it's covered in ash instead of fog, and they started doing all sorts of things to match the aesthetic of the movie, and it just displeased a lot of fans. Like I know Silent Hill fans tended to bitch a lot of times about stuff that didn't really matter, but in this case they were valid. Like the movie aesthetic just did not fit the world at all. But they wanted to do it because they wanted to capitalize on the popularity of the movie, because it actually made like $60 million off I don't even know how. No, I think it made like 100 million off of 60 million or 50 million, however it was, but it made a huge profit for Sony, and so they wanted to capitalize on that. And so what they did was they made the games resemble the movies, which it was actually a very bad idea because the games are their own separate thing. It's like Resident Evil, that you can compare the movies and the games. They're two different things. The games are pretty good overall and have their own aesthetic and themes, and then the movies just suck. They're just plain action vehicles for that director's wife, for Paul W.S. Anderson's wife. That's pretty much the only purpose of the movies. King Totem's Pinball, what the heck? Is this a boss? I'm guessing it's a boss, isn't it? Oh yeah, this... What the heck? Is he tossing boulders at us from over there? Gotta avoid them, I guess. What sorcery is this, Snoopy? Oh, it's a pinball set. Also, it's literally a pinball in the temple. That's pretty creative. Haven't seen that before. Oh, is it this guy? Is he the one tossing all the stuff at us? I forget, did we have a boss? Oh! Did we have a boss fight for the first segment, or did we not? For Peppermint Patty's section, did we have a boss fight or not? I don't remember if we did. So do we just have to pursue him, or do we have to actually hit him at some point? Oh! Good thing we get back our hearts if we're quick enough. Because we're getting hit. Oh, there he is right there. Come on, Snoopy. Whip this fool. Got... Ah, I was about to say we got him, but no. Okay, so I see Linus up top, so what exactly is... What is he supposed to do? Oh yeah, we gotta knock the gear off of him. Without touching the gear. Oh yeah, the crown protects him, I see him. It's like... Damn, he's squirrely. I got him though. One more. Oh, look at, he started crying because he beat him. What a wimp. Stupid tiki idol or whatever you are. Let's get over to our man Linus. What's over here? Okay, so that was a decent boss battle considering what type of game this is. Yeah, Lucy doesn't like it when Snoopy licks her, but Linus seems cool with it. Seemed like he was a bit disgusted for like a second, and he just got over it very quickly. It's Snoopy. You should be privileged to be licked by Snoopy. Coolest dog in the world. Alright, so we finished that section. Look at that, we found Linus. He looks good. He's got a big head though. Look at that, his head's bigger than his entire body. God damn. Look at his feet too. He's got those Bigfoot feet. Like Sora in Kingdom Hearts. He's got those gigantic clown feet. God damn, he's got a big head and a big feet. Okay, so cool, we did that section. How can we see the collectibles? Let's see if it takes us to the beginning. I want to see if we can see the collectibles. See what we've gotten so far. Not bad, we finished that section. I know this isn't an overly long game, obviously. Okay, so that does not take us back to the collectibles. How do we... Is it select? Do we gotta go in his doghouse, maybe? Yeah, I completely forgot how to view the collectibles. Peppermint Jungle, Temple of Bunnies. What's the next section? Ooh, lunar surface. Oh hell yeah, we're gonna space. We're gonna play as NASA astronaut Snoopy. Nice. I love that Snoopy copter. I wish they could make like a. They should make like a little drone or something, like a figure that uses a helicopter to fly, like those toy helicopters you used to get before, and like find them at dime stores and stuff like that. They should make one like Snoopy. Just fly the little Snoopy copter everywhere. Look at that. Awesome. Snoopy could teach Crypto a thing or two about aerodynamics. Look at that. What other dog do you know that can use his ears as helicopter blades? That is awesome right there. Look at that. You think they would cut you if you put your finger there? You think they would cut it off right there? Do they have that type of speed and power? Or is it just like a soft helicopter blades? As if there is such a thing in real life, but you know what I mean. Do they still feel soft like ears, or do you think they could lop off a finger if they hit you like that at that speed? I also always liked as a kid how his head is shaped like a peanut. Obviously it's called peanuts, but I like how they literally shaped like that. Look at it. It literally looks like a white peanut with eyes and ears and a nose. Okay, so I'm gonna play around with this some more, figure out how we can view all the collectibles. But yeah, that was a pretty nice stage. Nice little boss encounter there. Obviously this game is made for kids, so you can't make them too threatening or difficult. You know, it's just it's a kids game. It's a kids game based off a kids movie that just happened to be very popular. So it's a basic platformer. You're not gonna get Donkey Kong Country type level bosses here, or Mario type level bosses, but honestly you don't really need them. You know, Snoopy somewhat limited his abilities when you don't have those different outfits, so it wouldn't make sense to give him a hugely challenging boss. But yeah, that was a nice bit of fun. Unfortunately after this I gotta go play Tormented Souls 2 tomorrow, so that's not gonna be as much fun, but I've got to do it. I like that he floats there for a few seconds. That's pretty nice. Look at it, floating above the ground. So yeah, after I finish this game eventually we're gonna play Snoopy versus the Red Baron. That's a pretty cool game. Like I said, it's not my favorite type of game. I don't usually like flight simulators like that, but there are a couple exceptions. I like the original Warhawk on the PS1. That was a pretty nice game to play. That was a great game by Single Track, the makers of Twisted Metal, before they became Eat Sleep Play. I believe that was the studio they ended up founding eventually after Sony kind of gave them the boot. But yeah, I like that game, and I also like the Snoopy game. So there are a few flight simulator slash fighter plane games that I like. Not many. Like I don't like Ace Combat or any of those games, but there are the occasional exceptions, and they're pretty good. And I think that one is pretty good. It's also definitely somewhat difficult. I never finished it, so it's definitely not a pushover game. You know, it is quite challenging despite being a Snoopy game. Like don't think you're going in there. No, it's this nice cutesy flight simulator that you know the enemies are pushovers and we can finish in like 1 or 2 hours. Oh no, that is a challenging game right there. That is hardcore. So we'll play that, and then if I can ever get my Xbox 360 working again, I might play the other game. I think it's called something like World War One Flying Ace or Snoopy Flying Ace, something like that. But it's shorter than the Red Baron, but it's still along the same style. So we might play that eventually. But yeah, that's it for now. Like I said, if you can find this game for $5 or $10 online, and you're a big Snoopy fan, I definitely recommend it. It's nothing too complicated. It's just a basic, simple platformer. But I find it's quite worthy of the Peanuts brand. I think it's a nice little fun game for Snoopy, and it's definitely better than some of the other games they've put out for Peanuts over the years. So, not that there have been many, but you know, it's probably definitely better than the Snoopy Detective game, at least that Game Mail made. That's for sure. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again later on Snoopy's Grand Adventure on the good old-fashioned Wii U. See you later, everyone. Snoopy dance. Look at that.